listening. I also would love to hear in chat how everyone's feeling, right? Are we feeling tight? Are we feeling pretty good? So if you feel like dropping that in chat, we would love to hear that as well. So we're launching the poll, and we'll share the results in a moment. So do you currently stretch for stress relief? That's what we want to know. Do you currently have a stretching practice? So take a moment and let's answer this poll, and then we'll look at the results on the next slide. Wait, Ellie, are you advancing the slides?
Yes, there we go.
Okay, so what we want to talk about here is that stress doesn't just affect our minds, it affects our bodies too, right? Put a Y in chat if you feel stress in your body. I have TMJ. I feel I hold a lot of stress in my body. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of yeses here. That's right. We feel incredible. We hold incredible amounts of stress and tension in our bodies physically, and it can cause pain, it can cause stiffness in our joints, it can cause TMJ like I have, and look what else it can cause as well. You know, we all know it can cause digestion issues, it can cause insomnia, even high blood pressure, high blood sugar. So stress isn't just in our minds. We need to know that it is in our bodies as well. You know, so we need to make sure we have a regular stretching practice if we are one of those people that is feeling a lot of stress and tends to keep it in our bodies. And it doesn't have to be anything special, doesn't have to be fancy, but just even taking a few moments each morning to stretch out some of that stress, because we actually collect a lot of it at night, especially if you are a TMJ person like me. I clench and grind my teeth at night, so I wake up with tense shoulders, neck, and all that stuff. So having a morning stretching practice can be really beneficial. All right, what are the results up for the?
Yeah, let's take a look. Okay. Oh, wow, a lot of sometimes stretchers.
Sometimes, but not regularly. Hey, but that's good. We've got sometimes, that one. Then rarely or never is second. Third, a couple times a week is a close third. And then yes, every day, 15%. So great. So we will show you a stretching routine today that maybe some of you who don't have an everyday practice can start to bring into your life. Now, we wanted to make sure we talked about this as well, because there is a pain associated with sitting. Sitting is something that so many of us do for many hours of the day, and also with many of us still working from home, oftentimes our setups aren't ideal, they aren't ergonomically correct, and that can actually drive a little bit more pain for us. But we know that there is a really high instance of sitting and pain connected with it, and it can it misaligns our joints, and that can lead to sort of tightness in places we're not supposed to have tightness, and looseness in places where we're not supposed to have looseness, and that can drive pain for us. And sitting can also, studies have shown, drive high blood pressure, cholesterol, excess body fat, obviously because we're not moving, right? So we want to make sure we stretch for this reason as well. Oh, I think people are asking what TMJ is. I am sorry. TMJ is, some people, thank you, are putting it in chat. It is when you clench and grind your teeth at night. It's that temporal or mandibular joint. This joint here gets inflamed and causes some pain.
There's a lot of TMJ love in the chat.
I got people here.
Your people.
So stretching can have incredible power to help us relieve stress, to help us relieve pain and stiffness, and to generally help us feel good. It is an incredible self-care practice that we can add. It doesn't take a lot of time or extra space, and I will give you, I'm going to give you a great little routine today. So we're going to work on 4 key areas today. We're going to do the shoulders first, then neck and jaw, hands and wrist, really important for all the typing we do, and our back. So are we ready to go? All right, I'm going to stand up. Now you'll see. All right. Can people see me? Elliot, can you just give me a yes?
Yes, it looks like a resounding yes.
Okay, great. Great. Okay. So before we get started stretching, I wanted us to just take a couple of deep breaths together because this is, we want to just make sure we're coming into the room. For many of us, this is either the middle of our day or maybe it's the start of our day or perhaps even more toward the end. We want to just try to let go of everything that happened before today and everything we have, and also letting go of everything we have coming later and just taking a moment to become present. So close your eyes if that is comfortable for you. And let's just take a couple of deep breaths in and out through the nose. Inhaling and trying to inhale deeply. And exhaling slowly. And just continuing to breathe in and out, slowly inhaling and slowly exhaling. And I invite you to think of 3 questions as you continue to slow down your breath and come into this moment in this room. I invite you to think about 3 questions. 1, what are you grateful for today? Inhaling and exhaling deeply. What are you grateful for? Second question, can you show up today as your most authentic, creative self? Inhaling and exhaling. And finally, can you give yourself the patience to be able to let the mud settle in your life and let the waters run clear and let the dust settle in your life and let the answers appear? Can you give yourself the gift of patience? And just one more inhale. And exhale. Great. So if you're not standing up yet, I would love for you to stand up now out of your chair and let's get going. We just came into the room and came present, so let's begin our session. So I want you to just start by shaking out your arms and your legs, kind of stiff. We want to get that energy moving. Can even dance around. There's no camera on, it's just on me. So don't be afraid to dance around, shake out your body and get that energy moving, right? We want to just get moving. Maybe even just jump a little, just get moving. All right, so the first move we want to do is just a simple windmilling our arms. So just take your one arm and just windmilling it back. And then the other. We want you to make sure you're keeping your shoulder down. We're not putting our shoulder up like this, we're keeping it down. And just windmilling our arms back. And do not forget to breathe. This is really important. If we're not breathing, we're not giving our muscles a chance to release. So making sure you're doing some big inhales, exhales, even wave to your friends as you do your windmills. Hey, wave to all your friends. Now reversing direction, whichever direction you didn't do, windmilling our arms the other direction. And just feeling this nice mobility coming back into your shoulders and breathing. Nice. Okay, now we want to do the washing machine. So it's simple, just swinging our arms and our hips and our bodies left to right. We call this the washing machine because we are moving side to side like a washing machine. So wringing out the shoulders, the waist, the knees. I don't know about you, but I just heard about 16,000 cracks coming out of every joint in my body. So just slowly washing machine and washing our clothes here. Nice. Okay, now we want to do shoulder rolls. So rolling our shoulders back. Now, when we're at the computer, so many of us are like this. We don't. So we want to roll our shoulders back. Counteract all that sitting. And do not forget to breathe. So often we forget to breathe. So nice deep inhales and exhales. Rolling our shoulders back, counteracting all that slumping we do, opening our heart and our shoulders. Opposite direction. I'm just looking at some of the, yeah, exactly. We always forget to be crunchy. Mine are too, so crunchy. It's okay if they're crunchy. it's just tension and knots, and you actually want to get moving more the crunchier they are. You're so stiff and sore. Yeah, I'm feeling it today. Yes, I hear you. So rolling our shoulders back and forth and just trying to get some more movement there. All right, we're going to continue on the shoulders. So we want to do a trap stretch. So I want you to extend one arm, take your other arm, and just gently pull it to the side. We want to feel a gentle stretch across the one shoulder blade. Breathing here. Inhaling, exhaling, and I want you to remove your tongue from the roof of your mouth if it is there. Often happens when we're keeping our jaw clenched, so just be mindful of that, having your tongue just gently resting in your mouth. Breathing. And releasing. You can even shake it out. And you're feeling it in the tricep. Yeah, you can. Other opposite arm extending and gently pulling it across. You could feel it in the tricep if you're tight, or across in your shoulder blade in the back. Either is good. Feeling in your bicep. Yeah, that's possible if you've got a tight bicep, for sure. So breathing here. Nice. And then I want to try one more shoulder opener for you guys. Because we all sit so, cracking in the neck here, because we all sit so much, our shoulders just get really tight. So I want you to try to grab your opposite elbow behind you. If you can, grab your opposite elbow and just feel a nice opener across the front of your chest. So grabbing, and if you can't do that, just grabbing your hands behind you, you can see, and just interlocking your fingers. So one of those modifications. Okay, yes, if you just had shoulder surgery, do not do these stretches, please. Yeah, great. So feeling a nice stretch here, breathing in and breathing out. Great. And shake it out, shake it out. All right, now we're going to move to a side bend. So I want you to raise one arm up into the air, keeping that shoulder down. Take your other arm, and I want you to walk it down your leg. And just feel a nice, gentle stretch on the side of your body. Inhaling here and exhaling, maybe going into the stretch a little bit more deeply. Inhale, and with every exhale, maybe you can just feel a little bit more of a stretch. This is so great for the side body. We get so tight here all along the side of our body, so really great. Exhaling, bringing that arm down, bringing the other arm up and going to the other side. Taking that opposite hand and just walking your fingers down the side of your leg as you gently bend over, feeling a gentle stretch. Now, we never want to yank ourselves into stretches. We just want to have a gentle walk into a stretch and not push it too far. And do not forget to breathe. Let's take a nice deep inhale. And exhale. And then coming up to center and just shaking it out. Okay, let's move to the neck, everybody. Let's move to the neck. Just checking to see, there's a cracking sound coming through my knees and arms while stretching. So, just general cracking and moving of the joints is nothing to be concerned about. That is normal to feel some cracking. If it's something that felt obviously unusual or wrong, that could indicate something more serious. But just general popping and cracking, particularly if you are in your 40s or above, that's when those things start to happen on a regular basis. Snap, crackle, pop. Exactly. We know what that really stands for. Is this safe if you're pregnant? Yes, actually, that's a wonderful question. Yes, everything we're doing today is safe if you're pregnant. We're not practicing any twists or anything of that nature. So yes, feel free. Thank you for that question. So, okay, great. I just want to hit on some of those questions. So let's move on to the neck. So first we want to just do some gentle motion and mobility stretches for the neck. So I want you to move your head side to side in a no formation. No, I don't want any more pain in my neck. And just breathing. And you can even take a finger and just gently trying to get a little more mobility on either side. No, I don't want more pain. Now we want to go yes. Yes, I am loving stretching away my stress. Yes, I am loving stretching away my stress. No, no more pain. And yes, loving this Comcast. Great. It's really important that we maintain and try to increase our mobility in places, particularly our neck, right? Because our neck can be put in positions that pull it out of alignment with so much of our desk work. So doing some gentle mobility stretching around the neck is really important and really great. So we just did our yes and no. So now we're going to do a gentle side neck stretch. I'm experiencing back pain in my muscles on the left side of the right spine. Are there stretches for this? My muscles on the left side and the right side of my spine. Yeah, actually we're going to end with a forward bend, which will be a nice stretch for that. So we will get to that. So let's do a gentle neck stretch. So I want you to take one hand here, and I'd like you to place it on the side of your head, and I'd like you to align your middle finger with the opening of your ear. That's how you know you've got the right alignment. And I just want you to use the gentle weight of your arm to produce a gentle stretch on the side of your neck. You should feel it on the side here. Inhaling and exhaling. And on the exhale, just feel free to let it go. Just I encourage you just to let your jaw go on that exhale and letting go of that stress and tension. And I want you to feel a stretch, a gentle stretch, in what we call the scalene muscles there. We have a large number of small muscles on the side of the neck, and they're called the scalenes, and they get very tight from talking, from sitting at the computer, and so giving ourselves the gift of stretching our neck is wonderful for these muscles. So gently coming out of that and going to the other side. So again, taking that middle finger, placing it right over the center of our ear, and just using the weight of our arm to gently stretch the side of the neck. You can even take your other hand here and kind of stretch it down while you're just moving your fingers energetically toward the floor. Another inhale. Exhale, letting it go. So good to let it go. Great. All right, so now we're going to do a gentle stretch for our cervical spine. That's the top of our spine right here, the neck portion of our spine. So I want you to interlace your fingers together and just place them on the back of your head. And I want you to just let the weight, we're not pulling here. We are not pulling here. I just want you to let the weight of your elbows gently stretch the neck. And breathing here. Inhale. And exhale. You should feel a gentle stretch on the cervical spine. And again, no pulling, just using the weight of our own body to produce a gentle stretch. And feel free to do that exhale, the one where you go as much as you want. It's really good to let your jaw go and to release that stress and tension, or shake your fingers and arms out. That's a great way to release stress from our body, is actually shaking. There is a there's wonderful evidence around shaking to help us release stress. All right, one more neck stretch I want to do, and it's called the turtle. And it's really simple. You just want to place your index finger on your chin, and I want you to gently just tucking your chin into your neck and feeling a nice gentle stretch in your cervical spine. This is a wonderful stretch that counteracts that slump of the sitting where we have our cervical spine in a C. It helps reverse that posture. So, and again, it's just gentle, taking that one finger and gently pressing our chin into our neck. That's a wonderful one that you can do actually throughout the day to just kind of cue your posture and cue your neck. It's a really great one. Great. All right, so next we want to go to wrist stretches. So for wrist stretches, we are typing, so many of us, all day, or using our hands and wrists, so we want to make sure we're stretching them. So let's start with gentle wrist circles. Back and forth, one way, around one way, and make sure you're doing both. And anytime you're stretching or doing any kind of workout, I think we want to remember is to do things evenly on both sides. So if you're doing something on one side, making sure you're doing it the same on the other. It's just a wonderful thing to continue to remember. So shaking that up. Now, let's extend one arm forward. I want you to flip it up with your palm up. I want you to grab your fingers, and I want you to gently pull your fingers back. And again, gentle until you feel a stretch on the underside of your forearm and your wrist. We want to stretch these muscles that get really tight from lots of typing and computer work or driving. Then I want you to flip your hand over, and I want you to gently pull the fingers forward. So now we're feeling a stretch on the top side of our forearm and our wrist. Inhaling and exhaling. Oh, wait, we're running out of time. All right, so let's go to the other side. Putting the other arm, gently pulling our fingers back on the other side. Inhaling and exhaling. Flipping the hand over, and now pulling our fingers so we're feeling it. I love this stretch. I get really tight from all the typing I do, and this is just an awesome stretch to have for our wrists. And you can also actually literally massage and just gently press on these muscles in your forearm as well. And you can do this throughout the day for just a moment here and there as you're working. It's just a really great way to release some of that tension when we are working. Okay, really good. So I want to do one standing hip opener here really fast. Hip openers can be really great for us. So I want you to find something to hold on to, and I want you to just cross one leg right above the knee. So you're making a triangle, and then I want you to just gently bend about halfway forward and place some gentle pressure on just above that knee. And you should feel a nice gentle stretch in our hips. We all are sitting so much that doing some what we call hip openers, stretching, and somebody was asking about sciatica, this can be a nice gentle stretch. There are lots of hip opener stretches. This is just one gentle one. Some of us have very tight hips, some of us do not. This is one that's more on the beginner side. And then just going to the other side, so bending your other leg and putting it just above the knee, coming into a gentle bend and placing a little pressure with the hand just above the knee so we can feel a little stretch in our hip. Breathing here. Great. Now we're going to end with one more stretch. I want to do a forward bend. So I want you to inhale, bring your arms up, and then I want you to exhale and just bend forward and let it go. Gently bend the knees. I want to make sure you're gently bending the knees, letting your arms hang down and your head hang. I want you to shake your neck, yes and no, to let it go. And just inhaling and exhaling here. You want to make sure you're keeping your knees a little bent. We do not want any locked knees here. And making sure we're breathing. Now let's gently roll up vertebrae by vertebrae, slowly raising our arms to the sky, inhaling and exhaling, letting it all go. And that is it. That is the close of our stretching session, everyone. Your dog liked the front bend? Yes. Actually, there's a wonderful yoga stretch called Old Dog that maybe I'll show next time if we do another session that is really great. It's a nice shoulder stretch. And I just want to thank you all.